Let me ask you something. If your business stopped today, could you clearly explain, in your own words, how a lead moves from first click to paying client to onboarding without you personally stepping in? If the answer is anything like kind of, or it depends who's handling it, or I think it works, but I'm not 100% sure, then this video is going to be super important for you. Because what I'm about to explain is a role most coaching and course businesses do not even know exists or know that they're missing. It's called a tech integrator. And no, it's not just someone who builds automations or fixes your CRM for you. A tech integrator does not simply build tech. They own outcomes. Most tech people you hire will ask, well, what do you want me to build? But a tech integrator asks something very different. What does the business need to happen? And that shift, that question, changes everything. Because connect my form to my CRM is not the goal. The goal is that we know where every lead came from. We track what they're interested in. We know if they booked a call, and we know if they became a client. That is not a tool problem. That is a business outcome problem. This is where most systems start going wrong. They're built around tasks, not outcomes. A tech integrator maps the entire customer journey, not just one tool. In a coaching or course business, someone builds a funnel. It works, everyone celebrates, and then reality shows up. A tech integrator looks at the entire system: landing page, checkout, payment processor, CRM, email platform, course platform, calendar booking, internal notifications, you name it. The tools can all be good, and the journey can still break. The ideal path is a fairy tale. The tech integrator asks, what happens if a real human does something unexpected? Because real humans do not follow your ideal path. They use different emails, they abandon checkout, they book twice, they request refunds, they miss onboarding emails. I'm sure one of these things or a combination of them has happened to you. A tech integrator designs for reality, not ideal behavior. A tech integrator creates a single source of truth for your data. Your CRM says one thing, your payment system says another, your spreadsheet is outdated, and someone on your team has the real information in a notebook. A notebook on their desk. That's not a system. That is chaos with software attached to it. A tech integrator fixes that by deciding what data actually matters, where it should live, how it gets updated, and which system is the source of truth. Because without that clarity, you do not have visibility. You have guesses. Tech integrators connect tools and people. Now, this is the part most people miss. A lot of system problems are not tech problems. They're actually handoff problems. The automation works, but no one follows up. System sends a notification, but no one actually knows what it means. Everyone assumes someone else is handling the lead, and suddenly, when everyone owns the lead, no one owns the lead. A tech integrator makes sure automations handle what should be automated, and humans handle what requires judgment. And every step has a clear owner. This is where systems actually start feeling light instead of feeling overwhelming. A tech integrator does not just build systems, they make them super reliable. Most systems fail in a very boring way. Not dramatically, not loudly, not all at once, but slowly and quietly. Like someone editing a field, or an offer changing, or a platform updating, which is to be expected of a platform that you probably use. A step gets skipped, and suddenly something breaks 3 steps later. And no one notices until leads or revenue start disappearing. A tech integrator doesn't just ask, "Did it work today?" They ask, "How will we know if it stops working next month?" And that is the difference between building something and maintaining something that actually supports a business. I once worked with a client who told me their CRM was basically unfixable. They had already had multiple people try to repair it. People who are smarter than me, people who are web developers, coders, you name it, they've had someone look at it. And each time one problem gets patched, another one appeared somewhere else. So instead of adding more fixes, I actually did something different. I stepped back and mapped the entire system, not just the tools, but the entire journey. Then I asked one question: what does the business actually need this system to do? And that changed everything. We removed unnecessary steps. We simplified the logic. We rebuilt around the actual outcome. And suddenly, the CRM was not the problem anymore. The system made sense again. Not because we needed more tech, but because someone finally owned the whole picture. You probably need a tech integrator if the same problems keep coming back after something gets fixed. No one can clearly explain your lead to client journey, your reports don't feel trustworthy, and every new offer requires rebuilding the systems from scratch. Or your team keeps adding tools instead of solving the real issue. The last one is actually a big red flag. More tools rarely fix a broken system. A tech integrator defines the business outcome, maps the full customer journey, creates a single source of truth, connects tools and human handoffs, and monitors the system so it stays reliable. But here is the most important part. They do not just make your business more technical. They make it less dependent on you holding everything together in your head. So, here's a simple exercise for you. Pick one core journey in your business, whether it be lead to call, lead to sale, or customer onboarding. Then ask, who actually owns this outcome from start to finish? Not the task, but the outcome. If the answer is me, everyone, or it depends, then congratulations, you've just found your gap. And that gap is exactly where a tech integrator fits. Because the goal is not a business with more tech. It's to build a business on systems you can actually trust.